In this video, you will learn how to bind the raw edges of a tablet sleeve using strips of bias tape. To learn how to secure the panels with quilt lines, watch the previous video. We shall begin by securing the edges of the front panel. Take a strip of bias tape and place it against the inner fabric of the front panel. Align it to the top edge of the panel from end to end as shown. We shall run a stitch half an inch from the edge to join the pieces together. Start with a reverse stitch and proceed towards the other end. Stitch off the edge and cut the thread and any excess binding material. Finger press the seam you have just sewn to set a crease. Now, flip the loose edge of the bias tape over to the outer surface and make a double fold as shown. Place one edge of the fold under the needle and start stitching to the other end. Keep adjusting your fold and stitch as close as possible to the edge. Cut the excess thread and fabric when you are done. Finger press the binding so the thread settles in place. Here is the result you should obtain. Now, place the top panel over the bottom panel and align their edges. We shall bind 3 of the edges of both panels together. Place the binding tape along the first side with all edges aligned. Make sure you have enough bias tape to cover all the remaining sides as shown. Position the needle half an inch from the edge and stitch from the bottom corner upwards. Keep adjusting the panels and the bias tape. When you reach the flap, adjust the bias tape along with the curve and continue stitching. Proceed to stitch the bias tape down towards the base of the sleeve, whereupon you may trail off the edge. Cut the thread and the excess binding. Finger press the seam along the right side of the binding to help it settle. Now, flip the tablet sleeve over to its back side and double fold the loose end of the binding as done before. Start sewing the fold into its position. Keep adjusting the fold whenever necessary. Stitch carefully along the curve of the flap. Continue till you reach the other end. The final result should be as shown here. Finish by aligning the remaining strip of bias tape along the raw edge at the base of the tablet sleeve. Fold the extra bit at the tip over to the opposite side as shown. Position the needle half an inch from the edge and start stitching to the other end. Pull out the free unstitched edge of the bias tape as shown. Again, fold the extra bit at the tip over to the opposite side before making a double fold with the free edge of the bias tape. Start stitching from the bottom edge upwards till the edge of the binding as shown. Now, lift the presser foot and pivot the sleeve by 90 degrees before proceeding to stitch the fold in place along the base. When you reach the end, fold the remaining bias tape as you did before and stitch over it. Now, lift the presser foot, pivot the fabric by 90 degrees and stitch off the bottom edge of the tablet sleeve as shown. Make sure the stitches are uniform. You have now learned how to bind the tablet sleeve. To learn how to stitch the velcro patch, watch the next video.